Okay, and we have both buggies at the line. It looks like Zeus is kind of still being kept up a little bit off the ground, but being dropped down. And a lot of reasons for doing that. Everything from making sure that tire treatments stay even, making sure that if the tires are heated, they aren't going to start to bunch up and lose their roundness. And it looks like we're getting ready to start this heat between AEPi and PiKA. AEPi has traditionally been steadily improving over the last few years. They got their buggy program back about 10 years ago. And they are off, and it looks like PiKA got a great set of pushes, but AEPi is pretty much staying neck and neck with them up hill one. It looks like PiKA, though, has a little bit slicker of a buggy, and it's definitely getting much more momentum off the pushes as they get up hill one in a time of 17 seconds. AEPi is less than a second behind, but looks like PiKA is going to go out to the free roll about 100 feet or so ahead of AEPi with a strong push and great technology.
So PiKA has combined 11 years experience on that front hill, so you'd expect them to be up and over, but you never know what can happen on a race day.
Yeah, but looks like AEPi's buggy is pretty much maintaining its distance behind PiKA's. It's about 200 feet back. I wouldn't expect it to be able to pass PiKA, just given the technology gap that's still out there between the organizations, but AEPi is definitely holding its own as its buggy drifts about 300 feet behind, and PiKA reaches the stop sign at a time of 2:53. AEPi at a time of about, at 53 seconds. AEPi at a time of 55 seconds.
PiKA passed the upper transition. AEPi also passed. PiKA now passing the bail and taking their two-turn now. A little bit of a sharp turn in, but still smooth. Bail. Oh! And just ran wide. It hit the, there's a rough patch of pavement right at the apex, and I believe that unsettled the buggy enough that it just drifted right into the bales.
That's unfortunate.
So it'll just be AEPi coming up the backside, picking it up at about 2 parking meters, time of about 1:29. So it looks like PiKA's B team not make it through the course. It was a pretty, it was a little bit of a jarring landing, but the bales pretty much slowed down the buggy.
Well, we'll hope she's okay. It didn't look like it was too hard of an impact, but she did hit the bales and stopped pretty short. Zeus has been very solid in the past, and I don't think Zeus has ever not made it through the races or made it to day 2. So kind of surprising finish for a B team for PiKA right here.
Yeah, Andy, it was a direct result. They hit the, there's a piece of that asphalt patching that's raised up right at the apex of the turn, and she went directly over that and probably caught, if not catching air, certainly unweighted the wheels a little bit, just enough to send her drifting across. She pretty much had to turn down up to that point, but
and so AEPi is actually having a very solid run here. They made their transition at about 1:59. It looks like they might cross the line at around 2:21.
2:21.
And compared to prior years, not a bad performance.
The driver's out of the buggy and looks fine. She's standing next to it with her helmet on.
And AEPi, just a note, that was a 2:21 time for them. Last year they finished at 2:39. And so a tremendous improvement from last year's performance for buggy. And I believe that is a team record.
Yeah, let's take a look back at a replay for that spin out. Here that comes around the bend and into the hay bales.
Boy, it looks like she just turned kind of wide. I mean, Mark, you have eyes on right there, but from the video we look at, I don't see any issue that did it, but you saw it right there.
Looked like it was just her line was straight, pretty much straight into the bail. It just didn't turn enough.
She got unweighted right as she hit this sort of a patch job here that's not very smooth. And once she got unweighted there, her trajectory of return would have been fine, but she really just didn't get that crucial couple of feet of arc.
So I'm not sure if it's an issue, but that is a freshman driver, so you got to think that maybe your race day speeds combined with a slight bit of inexperience could have been a factor in how she could react to that.
Yeah. Now, how often when these buggies spin out, can you regain control at all? Do you see much of that?
Well, we saw a couple earlier heats. We saw drivers catching it right at the sort of critical moment. This was not that kind of a spin. This was definitely induced by the pavement.
The conditions,
here.
okay.
And so I don't think it was so much driver error other than just the bad luck of being a little bit tight to the bales and hitting that spot.